Hello and welcome to MetroArts. I am your host, Rachel Simone. Here on MetroArts, we highlight some of the best in the business, from fine artists, photographers, and performing artists to cinematographers and musical artists, all from the Metro Detroit area. On today's show, we'll talk to painter Bowen Kline and writer, director, and filmmaker Dwight Patillo. We'll also enjoy an in-studio performance by Bring the Heat. We'd like to welcome Bowen Kline to our Midtown studio at Wayne State. Welcome to MetroArts.
Hi, thank you.
Now, you're a self-taught artist that's known for expressive portraits. So how did you get started painting?
I've always been involved in very creative my whole life. So really starting from a young age up until now, I come from a family that very much inspired me and kept me involved in the arts my whole life. So.
Now, can you tell me how Michigan has influenced you and your work?
The cultural element of where I grew up was very well diverse, and I'm a very visual person, and seeing the Jewish community as well as the African American community, as well as the white community all mixed together really gave me great subject matter to work with.
Now, can you tell us about your process of painting? What type of things you need to create?
Well, I mean, pretty much I look for anybody who's interesting. I'm always working in my head. I paint all the time, but the main part of my way I do my work is studying a lot of what is going on around me. And so I look for interesting people. I look for interesting layouts of what I'm looking at. So it's just an obsession. It's a part of me. It's what I do. So.
Okay, now we have some of your artwork in studio. So just explain these paintings to us.
Well, 1,000 miles high, right behind me, is a friend of mine from Plymouth, and she's a very interesting angular face. And the idea that I try to do with painting my portraits is the layout of the composition is almost a mixture of like an actual idea of the portrait, but mixing in it as an abstract element to it. So you kind of look at the overall composition as if you took away all the detail of what it is, it can be an abstract painting as well. So that, composition is very important to me. And then when I get the composition where I want it, then the painting comes in after that. And this is my best friend, actually. I paint everybody that I kind of hang around with. So this was a great image of him where it was almost mimicking like what people are doing nowadays with taking selfies and stuff like that. So that cultural element of what we're all kind of into now. And it was an up close, odd, angle for him, and it came out great. So once again, there's lots of layering of color. I use acrylics and oils and furniture stains in all my work, so it creates a real rich depth. Behind you is Unicorns, and she's a real good friend of mine, and she is a real great artist in her own right, and she's just a great subject matter for me to do.
Okay, so like I said, definitely some amazing artwork here. So for people, if they want to find out more about Bowen Kline and view your work, where should they go?
I have my website is www.bowenkline.com, and my work can be viewed at Water Street Gallery in Douglas, Saugatuck, Michigan. I work with my foundation, Twist Out Cancer, as well. They're based in Chicago, and we hold an annual Brushes with Cancer event that incorporates artists with cancer survivors, and we create their story through art. And basically anywhere. I mean, you can just call me on the phone too, and I'll be there. My studio is always open, and I enjoy people to come in and view the art.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much.
Giving us a more in-depth look into Bowen Kline's work, here's a clip. You're watching MetroArts on Detroit Public Television.
A celebration of the difference. My understanding of myself and what I do has slowly been maturing over the years. If we open our minds and hearts to experience the difference, we can create beauty all around us. The garage to me is where I can go into and things happen. Memories are jarred, textures are developed, different paintings are kind of just all kind of coming down on top of it. I've always wanted, my success to be about the work, not about me. What comes first is the work. That's what's eternal. The studio is the area where I can be at peace with myself and understand what I experience throughout the day. I enjoy doing portraiture work because you can see and experience a type of story through the eyes of your subject.
We'd like to welcome Dwight Patillo to MetroArts. Welcome.
Hello, nice to be here.
Now, you were born and raised in Detroit, and you're a man of many titles, writer, director, producer. So tell us, how did you venture into filmmaking?
Well, when I was 12 or 13 years old, I don't remember exactly, but I saw the film Jaws. And after I saw that film, I was afraid to ride my bike on dry land past the sewer or whatever. My mom had to talk about being fresh water in the sewer, so there wouldn't be any sharks. But there's a few other films that influenced me. Which Way Is Up, Richard Pryor. I really love that film. Also, The Exorcist scared me for about 3 weeks. But I learned the power of film and that it was something that I definitely wanted to be involved in.
Now, you lived in LA for about 6 years. So tell me about some of the adventures you had in LA.
LA was a very volatile time when I was there. It was probably from 90 to 96, 97 or so. I lived through the LA riots, the Northridge earthquake, the O.J. Simpson thing. All of that happened while I was there doing videos for Dr. Dre Death Row. And we did the company that I was with, New View Films. We did all the videos off of the Chronic album. I don't know, that might be before your time.
No, I definitely know about that album. So we have a sample of some of your work. Let's take a look. Now, we just took a look at your demo reel with some of the work that you did in LA. Now, I know that you worked with Dr. Dre and Death Row. Tell me about that experience.
It was a very exciting time for hip hop. I met Dr. Dre through a mutual friend, Chris the Glove Taylor. He's a DJ in LA, pretty well known. Met Dre and kind of hit it off on film, and we kind of had the same taste in movies and whatnot. And this was in between NWA and Death Row, so he said when he got back on that we would do his videos, and we did.
So can you tell me about some of those videos that you did with Dr. Dre?
We did Nothing But a G Thing, Mess with Dre Day and Everybody Celebrating, and we also did Let Me Ride, and my directorial debut was Little Ghetto Boy off of The Chronic.
Now, are you still in contact with him?
Yes, we're working on some things right now. I'm doing a project called The Chronicles, which is a series that it's in the works, kind of a sequel to an NWA thing.
So tell us, how did you get back to Detroit?
Dre and I and the DLC, I don't know if you know him, like I said, but it's one of the best rappers ever when he came out. But we did a screenplay together called One Time, which was greenlit and picked up by Orion Pictures, but unfortunately we weren't able to do the film due to some financial difficulties that those two film companies ran into. They were bought out by MGM, in turn decided to go on a different route, and we didn't get to do the movie. So I wanted to come to Detroit and do an independent film, and that's what I did.
Okay, so tell me about some of the projects you did once you got back to Detroit.
Between Friends was the first one. Is a story about college Wayne State students getting back together for a 10-year birthday reunion, and it turned out to be fairly disastrous. It's a dramedy, it's sort of a comedy kind of thing, but they got to learn a lot about themselves.
Now, we have a clip of your film, Corner Store. Can you give us a little overview of that?
That's a film I did with Joe Doherty, co-wrote, and I directed a few of the scenes in it as well. It's about a staunch Republican father who has a corner store in Detroit, one of the few black owners of a corner store in Detroit, and his sons and daughters help him run it. And it's pretty much comedy ensues. You know, you like to see the neighborhood from the eyes of, through the eyes of that kind of establishment. This is definitely the film for you to see.
Okay. We have a clip from the movie. Let's watch.
Look at this fool right here.
Gerard, put my lottery in right now.
I'm gonna buy a lotto ticket. I'm about 2 seconds from coming behind that window. And you know what?
What kind of store is this?
The kind don't take food stamps, little mannish ass boy.
In this hood?
In this hood.
I'm moving to New York to go to school for culinary arts.
Well, if it ain't my favorite rap group, BWA, Bombs with Attitude.
I got iPods, Droids, Noise, iPhone.
My main man Nacho, what's happening?
Nah, man, that boy there, that's Al Pistachio.
So I need you to hold on to these 10 G's for me.
No. Not today.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
You over a half an hour late. You ain't want to know what I did to my hoes and they was late.
6 Mile Express.
Where Gail at?
She went to Cedar Point.
Cedar Point again?
My dad is old school.
Too old school.
Where's your belt at?
Belt? I don't need no belt.
You don't need no belt? You sag and pull up your pants, son.
All 3 of y'all come here every day and buy one of 3 things.
Oh, hell no.
Whoa!
You ain't gonna play me.
Donna.
Baby, unlock the door. Trust me.
Gerard, man, open up. I know you in there, man.
Did you know how it feel to be embarrassed on national TV?
What I'm about to do is lock you up. Then we'll see how much of a man you are when they put that lipstick on you.
Now, we just saw a clip of Corner Store. Can you tell me about some of the success you got from that film?
That was a very successful film. We actually beat The Help, Steven Spielberg's film, in per screen average that week. We also won the Detroit Windsor International Film Festival, hosted by Wayne State, and as best comedy for that year. Looking forward to a re-release coming up this summer.
Now, you're currently working on Last Call at the Conspiracy Lounge. Tell us about that.
That's a play, a stage play. I kind of got the idea from the old Joe the Plumber thing that happened back in politics a few years back. And I kind of took it to another level to where, well, who would I want to talk to if I had a chance to talk to them for an hour or so, or have a drink with them? And then that kind of evolved into, well, nobody wants to hear what I got to say. Maybe if they talk to some other people in history. And that's how the play evolved. We have a lot of iconic international heroes that meet in the afterlife, basically. And that's the play.
Okay. Now, if people want to see your work and find out more about you, where should they go?
Well, Last Call to Conspiracy Lounge has a Facebook page. You can go and check out what's happening there, and we're looking to put that play on again within the next half year or so.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
You're watching Metro Arts, produced at the Midtown Studio at Wayne State University. And now, it's not a group, but a movement. Here's Bring the Heat. You're watching Metro Arts on Detroit Public Television.
You ready? Bring the heat. Ow! You ready? Bring the heat. Ow! We are about to bring that heat. We are about to bring that heat.
We bring the heat and I ain't talking about a pistol. Let me tell you just a little about who we are. A few superstars in the making. This is our time, no more waiting to bring that heat. Show the world what we know is missing. High edgier to the talent, you know the difference. In this game, it's all the same, but still we listen. Sit back and listen while we bring that heat. We are about to bring that heat. Bring that heat. Yes, we are. Bring the heat. About to bring that heat. You know we about to bring that heat. You know we about to bring that heat. You know we about to bring that heat. Bring that heat. About to bring that heat. You know we about to bring that heat. You know we about to bring that heat. You know we about to bring that heat. Bring that heat.
So hot, so sexy, grind so heavy, pull up in that Chevy, looking more ready, and they know who we are. We three new hot superstars, so very up to par. We going so far, so hot in this kitchen, we taking the heat to Mars. We are going so very far, we shining like stars. Oh, that's who we are. Oh, bring that heat, bring that heat.
About to bring that heat. You know we about to bring that heat. You know we about to bring that heat.
Oh yeah.
You know we about to bring that heat.
Oh
Bring that
yeah.
heat. About to bring that heat. You know we about to bring that
Every
heat.
day.
You know we about to bring that heat. You know we about to bring that heat. Bring that heat.
Bring that heat. You know who we are. We shine like the stars. We're bringing the fire. Oh, we're bringing the passion. There's nothing we're lacking. bring that heat. We bring that heat. We you know we about to bring that heat. You know we about to bring that heat. Bring that heat. Bring that heat. Bring that heat. You know we about to bring that heat. You know we about to bring that heat. We are. You know we about to bring that heat. Bring that heat. About to bring that heat. About to bring that heat. We are.
Welcome to MetroArts, ladies.
Thank you.
Now, that was a great performance. So can you just introduce yourselves first?
My name is Jay Fears.
My name is Katrina Carson.
And I'm Keita.
So let's talk about the HEAT. What does that stand for?
HEAT stands for Hot, Edgy, Artistic Talent, and it's an acronym that we all just came up with collectively as a group one day. Well, you know, because we didn't start off as a group, I should say. So we just, you know, put our minds together and just said, let's just do something. And here we are, and we did it.
Exactly.
Now, I know you guys were singing individually. So what made you all just come together as a group?
Really, I have to say we started off as a family. My mom, she was my manager, rest in peace. And she was friends with her manager, and we all just came together, and we're like sisters. So that's why we wanted to do this movement and bring our different talents and just come together. So that's how that started.
Now, your slogan is, it's not a group, it's a movement. Explain the movement to us.
The movement is just one more positive thing that's going on in the city of Detroit along with this. You know, it's a long list, and we're just happy that we're able to add to it. And it's just something that we just said, you know, we figured out that there's strength in numbers. So we decided to get together and be broad together, right. You know, even though we're still individuals, but it's better to be united as a, you know, trying to divide and crabs in the barrel and all that type of stuff. And we've had a beautiful, beautiful reception since we started too.
So can you tell us a little bit about your creative process, you know, writing and performing?
Yes, actually, when we found out about the name, I ended up creating the music, of course, and then I sent it over to them too, and they wrote their verses, and it just was amazing. Yes.
We didn't even know which part we were going to start on yet. We just jumped in there. It just flowed. Everything was amazing.
Everything was perfect.
Mm-hmm. So what are some of your musical influences?
Let's see. I have a lot of Beyonce in me. I'm very big on soul. My mother brought me up on old school music, so listening to my personal music, you'll get like a lot of, you know, James Brown, Aretha Franklin, you know, not the voice part, you know, I'm just saying as far as just like, you know, the writing and the soul, the feeling, the love.
Mm-hmm. Well, for me, it's a mixture between Aretha Franklin, I love Brandy, Jasmine Sullivan, but then again, I love pop music, Lady Gaga, still Beyonce. Of course, everybody has a little Beyonce in the music. So I just have a mixture between urban pop, so with soul, and Jill Scott, I have to say that too. Mm-hmm.
For me, I actually am the niece of the late Levi Stubbs of the Four Tops and Joe Stubbs of the Falcons and the Contour, so they have always been a part of me, and as well, I love Brandy, like she said, and Sierra. Amazing.
Yes.
So I always find it very amazing to kind of bring people together. So how do you all work out your unique talents?
Wow. I would have to bring it back to how we got together and did the Heat song. Mm-hmm. I feel like, you know, she has the hip hop and she sings. So she has her flavor, and then with me, I'm most of the soul, and then we have the pop, and it just all came together. It just flowed. So we just all wrote our different verses. We didn't even know where it was supposed to go, but we just knew we had something hot and we were going to put it in there, and then it became the Heat.
That's right.
So. And we also work on the performance part too. That's where I come in with the choreography and the stage presence and all that. We all bring something different to the table. I think that's why it works so well too.
Yes, and she's a producer, so yes, she brings the hot beats. You know, I'll let Keita.
So how can fans find out about the Heat?
Well, you can go on Instagram. We have the Heat pages. THE_H.E.A.T. And then we're also on Facebook. You can just visit our page, The Heat.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for being here today.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you.
You're watching MetroArts on Detroit Public Television. We hope you enjoyed today's show. I would like to thank our guests, Bowen Kline, Dwight Patillo, and Bring the Heat for being here today. Remember, you can catch any of our shows online at MetroArtsDetroit.com and find us on social media. I'm your host on Metro Arts, Rachel Simone, reminding you to always remain open and embrace the arts in your community.